I'd like to go over your element poster project and the expectations and some examples that may help you. So this is the goal. We're going to take every poster that you make and we're going to put it on the wall to make a giant periodic table. Please note, it's very visual because each poster is done on a very specific color of paper. You have these colors explained to you on your sheet, and dependent on what element you have to choose which color you need to pick up from either Mr. Gussie, Mr. Kelleher, or Mr. Blackford. Here's a different view. And then this is one that we did not do colors with, and you can clearly see a big difference how the groups jump out and are very visual for you, right? You must grab the appropriate piece of paper that is associated with your element. Again, please double and triple check that before you commit to that piece of paper. Your element number is in Canvas. It is an assignment element poster number. The number is the atomic number of your element that you must do. There is no switching. So if you get an element that maybe you're not as familiar with, that's okay. We understand. The elements that are more familiar actually put more pressure on some students because there is more information than elements that may be more obscure. It's still your job to find the information that is required of you. Here is the rubric. It is worth 30 points. I'm going to quickly go through it. Your name must be on the back. If you put it on the front, you will lose a point. We do not want to see names when it's on the wall. You must choose the appropriate colored paper, which is explained to you on the left side of your rubric. This is worth 5 points of 30. 5 of 30 points is just choosing the right colored piece of paper. 12 of the 30 points is making sure that the name, the symbol, the atomic number, and the mass of your element is very clear. They must be all separate. Look at this example down here, how you see the name, the number, the symbol, and the mass very, very clear. This should be able to be seen 10, 15 feet away. Not like this, where you can print a single image. If you print a single image of all of them together, you will be docked a minimum of 4 points, 1 point from each. So please make sure they are separate. You must have a colored picture. If you do not have a color printer, I know that the library also prints color. You must explain what family your element belongs to. You must give historical background information. That could relate to almost anything. Where it was discovered, how it's used, all sorts of information. Where is your element usually found in nature? Natural sources. If it's not found in nature, explain that. How is it used? In any way possible, how is your element used? You must find, and not very difficult to locate on the internet, at least 5 properties and list them. So maybe the state or the color, density, boiling point, melting point, so on and so forth. These are some examples. Must explain if anything is toxic. Then you must also link the resources that you had. So here are some examples: web elements, chemical elements, periodic table.com. And you put that on the back. Here are some, this is when it's due, Friday, November 17th, so you have a little over a week. You can hand it in early, but please do not hand it in late. If you hand it in late, it's 5 points off every day that it's late. Here are some examples. They're not all great examples. This one does not have a picture of bromine, a colored photo. They just drew some things. Also, the numbers should be larger than this. Here's a great example. If you have number 77, this should not be exactly like this, and it should not be copied. So please, we will be looking into that. But here's a great example. What is missing? A colored photo. Here's xenon. What it's missing is a bunch of the information, but it's very visual. Here's a fun twist on oxygen. Again, these may not have all the information, but note, this was all printed from a computer. You do not need to hand make this. You could create it all on the computer and then print it off. And here's a sodium one that is missing some pieces of information, but it has a lot of it. On a side note, some other funny periodic tables. This is a periodic table of pumpkins. A lot of effort put into that. If you're hungry, here's some cookies. And my favorite thing of all time, the periodic table. I love that the bench is the F block. I think that is just so cool. We need this in the SRC. So if you have any questions, please let us know. But that should help you with you getting started on your element poster project.